Reed with Nuclear Soul Seekers, also podcast Trap Souls. Back here with Patty and Mike, and also our leader Ryan of the group. We've done an investigation now for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Did the Estes method with a couple different participants, including Patty, who wanted to kind of get a feel for what we were doing inside her location to see if she could pick up anything. We've gotten a lot of hits on the REM pods, the cat balls around here. Possibly found that there's maybe a female spirit here that feels comfortable staying here. Possibly a past of domestic violence, maybe. To be determined at a later date if we can do some more research. Mike, Patty, I mean, give us your thoughts on how you're feeling so far with the investigation and what you've seen being your first time hands-on and it being your place of business.
I think it's kind of neat. I mean, I like it. It gives you a little bit more insight of what's going on in this facility. I mean,
it gives me sort of a more connective feeling. Like, let's see, how can I explain it? Like I'm doing something for previous people that are here, or were here, or like.
We're all about we like history.
Yeah,
local history, and finding out more about the area and what's going on in the area and different things like.
It sort of gives you a connection.
Yeah.
There's a little more connection.
Yeah, and I know a lot of times you'll see on shows, and a lot of times the spirits will feel more connected to you when you're a kinder, friendlier family coming in, trying to do the right things. You're not coming in and tearing out the walls, and you're not breaking down the old equipment and throwing it out like it means nothing to you, because to them that was everything.
Actually, the exact opposite, because when we came in here, there were things in here I really didn't think fit. And as we've gone through and cleaned and remodeled, whatever remodeling we've done, we've located photos of the place at different points in time in the last century, and we mounted them on the wall.
Okay.
And tried to find out a little bit about what was going on when that picture was taken.
Yeah.
So that we can tell people about it. Because that's what we like doing.
Absolutely. Now I know when. Sorry, Ryan.
No, they're keeping their story alive.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what you're doing. Because so many things happen in life where people just move on.
Right.
And they're forgotten. You're making sure that they're not forgotten.
Correct.
That's why I think
we're old school, and old school is always going to be the best thing it is for us. That's how we feel. Everybody always tells me I was born in the wrong time. I was 100 years too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, when they look at stuff, or they do, oh well, but I look at stuff and it's becomes important to me, like the old pictures and stuff, because those were people who made this country, and who there's history there, there's feeling there to me. That's important. It means a lot.
And how many times do you go somewhere and find out that it started as a pickle factory?
Yeah.
Trumbull Township had a pickle factory right here.
Yeah.
Trumbull Township, the pickle factory.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, made this country, not just this country, but made this town.
Sure.
Exactly.
I mean, even the people coming through. I mean, this was at one point the Wild West. Until the Wild West became the Wild West.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, everything would happen in stages. And,
Right.
You know, this county and...
As everybody moved west, yeah.
So, I mean, it's got... Because the people that came through here made this town what it is.
And a lot of people don't like history, but I don't think people should forget about history. I think it's important. And everything, all of this is history.
It is.
It's...
If you don't remember
They shouldn't
history,
be
you'll
forgotten.
doomed to repeat it.
It shouldn't be forgotten. These people shouldn't be forgotten.
Well, I mean, just think 5, 6, 8, 10 years ago that they tried to erase history in a lot of schools.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're still trying.
They're still trying.
And that's wrong. To me, it's 100% wrong.
Because they always, what's all it's saying? History always repeats itself.
So,
Because one person got a bug up their rear because they didn't like what happened with this. Okay, things happen in every different nationality, race, whatever, for whatever reason. But that's to try and erase what happened 50 years ago is wrong, because if you don't remember what happened 50 years ago, it's going to happen again.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And nobody understands that. Nobody thinks about that. You take away the stuff that happened when Pearl Harbor got bombed, and we went and dropped the atom bomb. Our country stopped doing stuff like that because of the devastation and what it did to people.
Yes.
Okay, and if they erase that from history,
It's going to happen
some
again.
idiot someday is going to do it again.
Yeah, and you summed it up perfectly. It's people, right? It's not a race, ethnicity. We're just people.
Yeah.
Humans, yeah.
And I think
I tell everybody that when they come in here. You know, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you got $1 or $1 billion. You're a regular guy to me. You walk through the door of my place. As long as you don't have a problem with me, I don't got a problem with you. You can stay here as long as you're mine.
until closing.
Till close. Yeah, till it's time to go home. Yeah.
Closing time, right? Now, I will say when you talk about your history is, Patty, you took Becca and myself up to the other side of the building, which we'll look at later with some footage we took. But there were a lot of old pictures that you guys still haven't hung up yet in the
Right.
building. You still haven't
We
gotten
haven't
to it yet.
right.
But there are some pretty incredible pictures of, if you just look across the street right now, you got a couple houses,
Right.
but it was nothing but trees
Trees
and
and
wilderness.
yeah.
And then this was like the main hub right here.
Right.
So everything revolved around this exact position of the town. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
pretty neat.
yeah,
And you
it's
got a lot
pretty-
to still hang up.
Yeah, we do.
And interesting enough, when we were doing this investigation, when Patty went under in the Estes method, before we started, Becca went back with Patty and brought back a picture of a dog, I believe. Correct?
The front of the building, there were some people and a dog. Yes, that
Okay.
was standing there. Yeah,
But she went with Ann Art.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Yeah. And when you went under with the Estes method, we weren't picking up anything. And then you guys had the idea, well, you didn't, you were under. But Becca's like, let's take this picture back because we're not getting anything at this time. As soon as they took the picture back out of this room back to where it was, you came out with a word or something. So
And everything went nuts.
it just shows that you move things around. This is their stuff. It's your
Yes.
stuff, but it's
right.
their
stuff. Yes.
So it's fun.
And in this short period of time, it has given me a different feeling about this. I feel good about the lady that's here, the bride, the female, whoever she is. It's got a warm feeling for me. Like it's changed my thought process. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
It's like-
absolutely. And I'm glad to hear that because, everybody, Ryan mentioned it in his last podcast that he spoke on, but most people watch this stuff and they want to see people get possessed. They want to see the live action, the excitement. But 99% of the time, it's not. Mm-hmm. And we want to come into a place like this, and we don't want to tell you that they hate you and they want everybody gone, and
Right.
we want the old owners back or something crazy like that. You want to hear that it's warm and welcoming and that it's not something dangerous, because you don't want anything dangerous here. And if you would have heard something like that, you might have had second thoughts of even being here. So it's got to be refreshing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
good.
go back to when we showed up here and I set the REM pod over there. Like you saw the REM pod go off.
Yes.
You looked a little uneasy at that time because you weren't sure
Right.
and you walked away. I'm like, I don't know. Then you're like, can we stay? I was like, yeah, if you want to. So from that point to now, it's a huge difference
Yeah.
because you got more comfortable. I mean,
Right.
It's inviting. Like you're,
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And
Yeah.
it's interesting, and
It
it's
piques your interest and makes you want to find out more.
Because people are always scared, like he said, all the shows. Even we talked about the one time that people are so scared of what I call the unknown, because they are. They're scared of it because it's unknown. But 99% of the things that want to make the REM pod go off like that. People get freaked out about that, but it could just be someone say, "Hey, I'm here." Like, hey, thanks. You know, so many people are scared. Like, oh my God, the REM pod went off. It's a demon, and they run.
And I feel more comfortable knowing that this is female. I don't know why, but it's like you said, it's not an evil type
Right.
thing. It's maybe I'm helping her be safe
Oh, you
by
are.
because
It's a safe haven
it's
for
a
her.
safe haven for
And
her,
when
and
you're,
it makes
when you're
me
here by
feel
yourself,
good. Yes,
you might feel a little more welcome that, you know, you're with likewise company.
right. Yeah, it really is. Yeah,
Uh,
changes on it.
I hope you enjoyed.
I-
I appreciate it. I know Mark does.
Yeah,
For
absolutely.
letting us do this. I mean,
Oh, I'm thrilled that you're here. I was
That's-
like, so excited about it.
you know, I've done some big investigations like Trans-Allegheny, Madison, Mansfield, you know, all the big names. But, you know, we went to Mark's cabin a few weeks ago, and it was kind of like this feeling, just friendly,
Yeah.
family type.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy this stuff more than going to those famous places. Like, I love coming in here and just getting some answers and making, you know, more comfortable.
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
And I enjoy it. First time people investigate this place,
Yeah.
it's great. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a couple more hours of, you know, investigation to go, and you know, you really don't get most of your answers or the vocal stuff until we run through all the audio. And I mean, it takes a long time because Ryan actually goes through, like I mentioned, he goes through all the facts because he wants to make sure it's legitimate, right? We don't want anything out there that isn't real or definite.
Okay.
So I mean, we're still backed up 3 investigations on evidence because he actually goes through it with the fine tooth comb.
I'll do a lot of research too, and see if I can find any stuff that around here. 'Cause I don't like doing research before I come into a place because it'll influence you. So I like doing it after. I mean, we did Ross House, and we got a lot of like words through Ross House that didn't make sense. But once I did the research, it was a lot of stuff made sense. I mean, we're talking like I went through obituaries from like the 1800s. And those things are weird. I can tell you that much right now. They were pretty blunt back in the 1800s with the obituaries.
Okay.
Like, guy put a gun in his mouth and shot him. Like, that's how the obituary read back
Yeah.
in the day.
Right.
So I went through all those, and we found some good answers, especially like what the coal mine, and we got Blue K, what is Blue K? But back down there in Bel Air, the Klan was huge back down there. Blue K was police officers that were Klan members. So stuff like that we got. And, you know, the lady, the owner, you know, we still talk, and a lot of good stuff that came out of that. She's very interested. So anything I find, I'll pass it on. Hopefully I can find something about the lady.
Yeah.
You know, a name,
Yeah.
dog's name.
Something. Yeah.
We'll get something. And, you know, I say, you know, find those pictures. I mean, you don't have to hang up every picture. But
anything that has any kind of, I don't know,
Historical,
significance
yeah.
that you can recognize will probably end up on a wall.
yeah, but I think a lot of it too. You guys have a lot. You're gonna
Yeah.
pick one and it's gonna connect to you. Like,
Right.
put those up.
Well, I know the 3 that we have hanging up now, they're pretty descriptive of history
Yeah,
for this particular establishment for at least 100 years.
Yeah.
well, keep doing what you're doing because
Yeah. Okay.
spirits love it.
Yeah.
They're happy with it, and that's a positive note, right?
Yeah.
So
The only thing is we don't know how they were prior to this. So.
sure,
Yeah.
but does it matter?
No. Not really.
Exactly.
Exactly.
This is, like I've told you before when we've talked, this is your location, right?
Right.
So that's all that matters.
Right.
And they know that. They know that now. We spoke about it. They answered to it. They know Mike. We said, do you like Mike? And it went, Mike. So
Yeah.
it's listening.
Okay. Good. Nice.
All right.
Yeah. This has been great. Really enjoyed it.
Well, I appreciate it again.
We like having you guys here.
Yeah.
All right, again.
This is
Yeah.
something really that we really look forward to.
I'm glad you guys got the experience too. Like anytime, Mike,
Yeah.
because you're like, can we stay? And,
Yeah, I was like,
stay.
yeah. Well, I didn't. Yeah, I
Whatever.
wasn't sure if we were allowed to or not.
No,
so yeah,
I mean-
yeah, no.
You're not allowed to stay in your own bar.
Well,
Nope.
Okay.
We own the bar
Well-
for that period of time. We have a deed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if it would be a distraction or
No.
so.
It's always good to have a connection.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe it's good to have a connection. You guys are connected to this place, so we're not. So it's good to have that connection.
And it's interesting in such a short period of time to already have that where they're aware.
Recognition, yeah.
Yeah.
Recognition. There's places we go and we don't get anything.
Yep.
We weren't expecting anything tonight, so.
Wow, some of my customers are going to be really shocked. I'm telling you, there's a lot of interest.
Be here tonight.
They were like,
Nah,
"Can we
I don't
come?
think that's such a great
Can
idea,
we?"
no.
And then Hope, remember? Do you remember Hope?
She was here the last time.
Yeah,
Mike and
and
Hope,
she said, "Oh no, I don't get any vibes from here."
Yeah.
She'll be a little shocked, won't she?
She'll be
Probably.
smoking shop.
Yeah.
She'll be like,
You know, and that'll get, the people that like this stuff will come in more to see if they feel something,
see if they
you know.
feel something, right?
So
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting because Mark and I talked about it, like, because they don't feel anything now, what they call sensitives or whatever they call them. Once you tell them, do they feel something after? You know,
I guarantee you she will.
Yeah,
I can bet
knowing Hope.
I'll put a paycheck on it.
so would I, and I don't want to because that's why I don't like looking at stuff before I come because it'll influence.
Right.
So
Yeah.
your mind is your strongest, I guess, debunk.
yeah, and just if you just thinking about it, right? So Becca first came in here. She went by the the piano. We talked about it earlier, and started reading. Right? She's like, "Well, this is a hell of a start." Well, Hope might come in here next time and now come over here and she has a weird feeling by the piano because she listened to the podcast,
Yes,
she
right.
watched everything.
Right.
Now they have this feeling because they saw
Saw
what
it.
we
Somebody else,
experienced
yeah, saw somebody
here.
else get
So it
it.
almost opens up doors to sensitives, and we've talked about that on different podcasts too.
Yeah.
They bring the rocks in and they start feeling things.
The rock salt.
Yeah. But anyways,
Okay.
Patty, Mike, really appreciate it.
Yep.
Here at Hunters Tavern in Trumbull Township, Ohio. So thanks for joining us, and we'll let you know what we find.
All right. Wonderful. Thank
All
you,
right.
Mark.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you,
out.
Ryan. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Yep.
Thank you.